Hello and welcome to all. Today you are going to learn one of the true story, okay, the concert unit 3.6. This chapter is focused on brother and sister's true love and good relationship. In this lesson, Anand is 15 years old and diagnosed with cancer and is on bed. He wished to attend the concert but unable to attend due to his illness. Smita Anand's sisters attend the musical show of famous sitaris Pandit Ravi Shankar and popular tabla player Ustad Allah Raka. So after finishing the concert, Smita requests to play once again for her brother. She requests her, but in this lesson you're going to see whether these popular sitaris and the tabla player, that is Pandit Ravi Shankar and the Allah Raka, both of them, whether accepting the Smita's request and whether they are going to Smita's apartment in Bombay. Let's see in detail in page number 138.
Unit 3.6 The Concert means a musical performance. Shanta Rao, 1930 to 2007, was a notable dancer from India. She was exponent of Bharatanatyam and also studied Kathakali and Kuchipudi. So Shanta Rao, she was born in the year 1930 and died in the year 2007. She was a notable, means important to receive an attention in dance. So she was a dancer from India. She was an exponent, a main supporter and idea, okay, of Bharatanatyams. It is a very famous dance, classical dance of Tamil Nadu, and also she studied Kathakali. It is a classical dance of Kerala, and Kuchipudi. It is also a classical dance of Andhra Pradesh. She was a recipient of Padma Shri and Sangeet Natak Academy Award and Kalidas Sanman for music, dance and drama. She was a recipient, means receiving award of Padma Shri, okay, and a Sangeet Natak Academy Award, and again one more award. It's also biggest award in the musical, that is Sangeet Natak Academy Award and Kalidas Sanman, and also she received an respect shown for the music, or that is Kalidas Sanman for music, dance and drama. So these three also she was excellent. This is a true story, but all the names except Pandit Ravi Shankar's and Ustad Allah Raka's have been changed. So the story is a true story. Okay, all the names excluding Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Raka, these were the names being changed. One morning in a small apartment in Bombay, a girl of about 16 looked up from the newspaper and said excitedly, Pandit Ravi Shankar's playing tomorrow at the Shanmugananda Auditorium. So one morning in a small apartment of Bombay, a girl, means one girl about 16 years of age, her name is Smita, here is given, it has book. So she looked up from the newspaper and she said excitedly, means thrilled, so eager. What she said, Pandit Ravi Shankar is playing tomorrow, that he will going to play a sitar tomorrow at where Shanmugananda Auditorium, said her mother, pointing to the figure sleeping on the bed. You will wake him up. You know he need all the sleep and rest he can get. So her mother is given expression that to keep quiet or silent, said her mother, means the girl's mother. What was the name of the girl? Smita, yes, pointing to the figure sleeping on the bed. She was pointing a finger Okay, point out her expression was there, and somebody is sleeping on the bed. You will come to know who is sleeping. You will wake him up. If you make noise, then he will going to get up. Like that, mother is said, you know, he need all the sleep. Now mother is telling that girl that you know already that that boy need a all time sleep and rest. Let him sleep, like that she was told. But the boy on the bed was not asleep. Pandit Ravi Shankar, he said, Pandit Ravi Shankar, the sitar maestro, he raised himself on his elbow for 1 second, then fell back. But his eyes were shining. We must not miss the chance, he said. I have always wanted to hear him and see him. Now the boy is lying down on the bed. So he was not asleep, means not in a deep sleep. So by hearing the sound that Pandit Ravi Shankar, he said, Pandit Ravi Shankar, who was he? The sitar maestro, means he was the artist, well-known player of sitar. He raised himself on his elbow, means he tried to get up from the bed by raising his elbow on his 1 second, then he fell back. Means just you can imagine that how critically he was feeling ill. Means his body is not permitting to get from his bed. So but his eyes were shining. You know that if fever is there, somewhat our eyes, from the eyes we can recognize that. So similarly his eyes were shining. We must not miss the chance. The boy said that we should not miss the chance. He said, I have. Means he said that he wanted to hear him and see him. Lie down, son, lie down. His mother sprang to his side. He actually raised himself up without help. She murmured with a catch in her throat, and her eyes turned to the idols on a corner shelf. The prayer which she uttered endlessly came unbidden to her lips. Now she said, the mother, lie down, son, lie down. His mother sprang, means rise or move suddenly to his side. Means she moved toward his son's side. Actually, he raised himself without help. So we know that his son lying on the bed. So he raised him without any help. Then she murmured, means to say in a low voice. She murmured with a catch in her throat. This is the power. Catch means feeling very upset, and her eyes turned to the idols. Means she was very upset, and her eyes to turn to the idols. She became a quiet moment. She became a statue, and on a corner cell she stood in a corner side, and the prayer which she uttered endlessly while she was uttering the prayer continues came unbidden, means without her knowledge. She said the prayer automatically, it comes on her lips. I must hear him and see him, the boy repeated. It's the chance of a lifetime. Then he began to cough and gasp for breath and had to be given oxygen from the cylinder that stood under the bed. But his large eyes were fixed on his sister. Now the boy said that I must hear him and see him. To whom you want to see? The Pandit Ravi Shankar's that music show. And the boy repeated, again continues, he was repeating, is a chance of a lifetime. It is a chance of his lifetime. Then he began to cough. Already we know that he is not feeling well. So he began to cough, and gasp means quick, to take a sudden or a loud breath, and had to be given oxygen. So he need an oxygen from the cylinder that stood under the bed, that it was under the bed. But his large eyes, his large means he was concentration fully were fixed on his sister. So he was looking at her only, her sister Smita. Smita bit her lip in self-reproach. She had been so excited at seeing the announcement that she had not remembered that her brother was very ill. She had seen how the doctors had shaken their heads gravely and spoken words that neither she nor even her parents could understand. But somewhere deep inside, Smita had known the frightening truth that Anand was going to die. So Smita bit her lips, means slightly, bit means slightly or little, lives in self reproach, in blame directed at oneself. She had been so excited, okay, by seeing the announcement that she read in the newspaper. No? But she was so excitement that she had not remembered for a moment that her brother was very ill. So she knows that already the doctors had shaken their heads gravely, means they said that something is very seriously, and the doctors were also spoken that words that neither or nor she had even her parents could understand. The parents is not see, almost the parents, even the doctor said also, the parents is not believing that much, but the doctor said okay, the boy was very ill, means his brother was very ill, and somewhere deep inside Smita's heart had known the frightening truth. So in her deep heart that she had that frightening that Anand, her brother, was going to die. The word cancer had hung in the air. Her brother was dying of cancer, even though she pretended that all would be well and they would return together, a small family of four, to their homes in Gaganpur. And he was only 15 and the best table tennis player in the school and the fastest runner. He was learning to play the sitar. They were both taking sitar lessons, but Anand was better than her, as in many other things. Here some detailed information is given about the Anand. The word the cancer had hung in the air means it was disturbed. Her brother, he was going to die because of cancers, and through that she was pretended, means behave as is something is true, that it would be well, okay, and they would return together, a small family of four. They had a family of four members like father, mother, Smita and Anand. They like that four to return to their home. They stays in where? In Gaganpur, okay, and he was the only 15, and Anand it was only 15. And what is the age of Smita? Yes, we learn in the first paragraph that she was 16 age, okay. And the best Anand was the best table tennis player in the school, and he was also the fastest runner. He was learning to play sitar, and they were both taking the sitar's lesson. They are taking the classes of sitar. Anand was better than her, means Smita, in many other things. If you're comparing in many things, that Anand was better than Smita. He was already able to compose his own tunes to the astonishments of their guru. The cancers had struck and they had to come to Bombay so that he could be treated at the cancer hospital in the city. So here the Anand was able to compose his own tunes. He knows to compose, so he practiced his own tunes to the astonishment, means amazement, or to give surprise to his guru, those are the master, those who are teaching him. And then the cancer had struck him, means because he had suffered from the cancer, and due to that he had taken the treatment in Bombay, so that the whole family came to Bombay to treat him at the cancer hospital in the city. And whenever they came to Bombay, they stayed with Aunt Susila. Her apartment was not big, but there was always room for them. So whenever this family came to Bombay, so they stayed with Aunt Susila, means just staying with Bombay, whose house? Aunt Susila's house. Our department was not big, but there was always room for them. So even our apartment in our buildings, there were so many apartments. So whenever they came to Bombay, there always room for them. They had come with high hopes in the miracles of modern science. They told themselves that Anand would be cured at the hospital and he would again walk and run and even take part in the forthcoming table tennis tournament, and he would play the sitar perhaps to be a great sitarist one day. So these families, they had an high hopes in the miracles of modern science. They thought that if they came in Bombay, they Anand can cure. Say they told themselves in Anand that would be cured. He will be going to cured at the hospital. So he would back again to his activities like walk, run, and even he can take part in the forthcoming activities like table tennis tournament, and also you can play the sitar. Okay, maybe uncertainly, perhaps means maybe or uncertainly to be a great sitarist one day. So the family had a dream that you'll be going to a sitarist one day. But his conditions grew worse in each passing day, and the doctors at the cancer hospital said, take him home, give him the thing he likes, indulge him. And they knew then that the boy had not many days to live, but they did not voice their fears. They laughed and smiled and talked and surrounded Anand with whatever made him happy. So his conditions grew worse and worse. So in each passing day, every day, the doctors at the cancer hospital said that take him home. Okay, because he will not. It is not a curable disease. That's why the doctor has given said that to take him home, give him the things he likes, and the doctor advised that what are the things he likes to give him. So indulge him to allow to enjoy the pleasure means. And they knew that the boy had not many days to live. Even the family also knew that the boy will not going to live more days. So but they did not voice their fears, but they have not showed off that the fears. They laughed and smiled and talked and sounded to Anand. The family laughed, the team smiled, and they talked as usual normal. They surrounded Anand with whatever made him happy, and they gave him whatever the things made him Anand happy. They fulfilled his every need and gave him whatever he asked for, and now he was asking to go to the concert, the chance of a lifetime, he was saying. Now the family fulfilled what all he need and gave him everything what all he asked for. And now Anand, he want to go to a concert, and he said that it is a chance of his lifetime, he was saying. Means Anand was saying here that he want to go to see the to go for the show, to see the concert. When you are better, his mother said, this is not the last time they are going to play. Now his mother advised him, when you are better, now if you are in better, then you can go. This is not a last time. They are going to play. The music show will be going on. So this is not a last. You can go join in the next time also. Like that the mother is advising. Smita stood at the window looking at the traffic, her eyes wet with tears. Her mother whispered, but you, Smita, you must go. Your father will take you. Now Smita stood at the window, near the window, looking at the traffic because due to tense, because her brother could not able to attend. Due to that, she was become very upset and her eyes wet with tears. Her mother whispered murmured by slow voice, but you, Smita. Now her mother giving explanations that you must go. Means her mother giving permission Smita to go to attend the concert, and your father will take you. Means Smita's father will take her to the concert. When she was alone with Aunt Susila, Smita cried out in a choked voice. No, how can I? We always done things together, Anand and I. Now, when she was alone with Aunt Susila, Smita cried out. Okay, she cried. In a choked means having severe or difficulty in breathing voice due to tense. She could not able to uh, speak proper due to choked voice. Now how can I? How she can go alone? That she was asking question in her mind. We have always, and she has said that we have always done things together. Anand and I means Anand and I means yes, Smita. A walk in the park might make you feel better, said Aunt Susila, and Smita was grateful for her suggestion. So, because she was very upset and choked her voice, so due to that, her auntie Susila given her suggestion to go to a park. Okay, that she will be better. So she's going to a park, and Smita was very grateful, means very feeling her idea better for her suggestion. What her aunt suggested, okay, she feeling her better. In the park, people were walking, running, playing ball, doing yogic exercises, feeding the ducks, and eating roasted gram and peanuts. Smita felt alone in their midst. She was lost in her thoughts. So, when Smita went to park and she was observing that some people were walking, running, playing ball, and some of them are doing yogic exercises, and few are feeding ducks, and some of them are eating roasted gram and peanuts means groundnut. And Smita felt alone in their midst, means due to the she was there, everybody are doing their work, but she felt their loneliness. Okay, means in the middle of she was felt very lonely, and she lost her thoughts because her physically she was there, but mentally she was somewhere she didn't like. She was we already know that due to her brother she was so totally upset. Due to her brother illness she was so much upset, and her thinking is also in the concern. Suddenly a daring thought came to her, and as she hurried home, she said to herself, why not? There is no harm in trying it. So, on a sudden, she had a daring thought that that she thought somewhat, and she hurried home, and she said to herself, why not? Okay, to go for the concert. There is no harm in trying it. Like that, she was thought in her mind, and she rushed to her home. It would be nice to go to the concert. I don't know when we will get another opportunity to hear Pandit Ravi Shankar, she said to her mother later, and her father agreed to get the tickets. So now she thought that it is a nice to go for the concert, and she don't know when she will get another opportunity to hear the Pandit Ravi Shankar's show that. So she said to her mother later that, and her father agreed, okay, to take her, and due to that her father went to get the tickets. The next day, as Smita and her father were leaving for the concert, her brother smiled and said, enjoy yourself. Though the word came out in painful gasps, lucky you. So the next day, Smita and her father were leaving for the concert. Okay, and her brother was smiled, and what he said, enjoy yourself. Though the words came, we know that he had a heel and he was suffered from the cancer. So due to that, the words came in a very painful gasp, means to catch one's breath, means he could not able to speak. So lucky you. And he said that Anand to Smita, you are lucky that you get a chance to attend the show. Sitting beside her father in the gallery, Smita heard, as in a dream, the thundering welcome the audience gave the great master. Then the first notes came over the air, and Smita felt as if the gates of a land of enchantment and wonders were opening. Now she attended the concert in that place with the father Smita sitting in the gallery. As Smita heard that in a dream, as in a dream, that the thundering welcome, in the great welcome, the audience gave the great mass, and all of them are welcoming, and just the great master, who are the great masters? Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Raka. Okay, then the first notes came over the air. The first notes means here musical notes. Okay, high tone, low tone, like that. The performance came over in the air. Smita felt as if the gates of a land enchantment. She thought that she loved the tunes. The some of the tunes were in such a way that she was enchantment, feeling very great pleasure by hearing the sound of a music, and wonders were opening, and she was very liked that much. She loved the music. She was very feel so relaxation in her mind. Spellbound, she listened to the unfolding ragas, the slow plaintive notes, the fast twinkling ones, but all the while the plan she had decided on the evening before remained firmly in her mind. The chance of a lifetime, she heard Anand's voice in every beat of the tabla. Spellbound means hold complete attention. She was very paying complete attention to what the music, and she listened to the unfolding ragas, means spread out ragas, the slow plaintive notes means sad or musical note that in a sad, quite sad mood. The fast twinkling ones, some ragas are tunes are like twinkling ones, and all the while the plain she had decided on the evening. Now she was thinking the evening before. She remained firmly in her mind without moving, and she was taught the past evening in her mind for a quiet time, and the chance of a lifetime. She heard Anand's voice in every beat of the tabla. Just imagine so much love to her brother, the chance of a lifetime. Okay, because this shows that how much she is loving. We know that already Anand was so much ill, and he was a cancer. He was suffer from cancer. So due to that and that tabla playing, she heard that every voice in every beat of the tabla. The concert came to an end. The audience gave the artist a standing ovation. A large mustachioed, having a long mustached man made a long boring speech. Then came the presentations of bouquets. Then more applause, and the curtains came down. The people began to move towards the exit. The concert, now the programs came to an end. The audience gave the artists a standing ovation, means by standing and shout or cheer and enthusiastic creations. All of them are appreciating the programs, were very fantastic it was. So a large mustache, finally the last mustache having a long mustache made a long boring speech. One man was there, so he's having a long mustache, so he had given a boring speech. Then came a presentation of bouquet. Then you know that when the program gets over, then they have all thanksgiving. For that they are giving presentations of bouquets, okay, for the concert. So then more applause, and the curtains came down. Everybody's are thanks the program by clapping their hands, applause, and curtain came down. It was, the program was totally closed down. The people began to now move toward the exits. The outsiders, they are moving. Now was the time. Smita wriggled her way through the crowd toward the stage. Then she went up the steps that led to the wings, her heart beating loudly. In the wings, a small crowd had gathered to talk about the evening concert, to help carry buckets and teacups and instruments. Now it is the time that Smita wriggled means making a way, okay, through the crowd. Just she was moving toward the stage. Then she went up the stage and led to the wings means the near the areas. That the passage near the stage. She went from that wings, okay, to the wings. Her heart's beating loudly. Even she was rushed to the crowd and she went up, and so simultaneously her heart also beating loudly. In the wings a small crowd, so then the stage that nearby that passage there, that's called a wing. A small crowd still it was gathered to talk about the how the show was there, all it was held. They had gathered and they would talk. So in the evening concert, regarding the evening concert, they have discussion. So some of them to help to carry the buckets, teacups and instruments. Now because they are ready to move out. He was there standing with the man who played the table, not here it is tabla. For him, the great wizard of music, Ustad Allah Raka. Her knees felt weak, her tongue dry, but she went up and standing before them, her hands folded. Oh, sir, she burst out. So he was there. Who was there? Both of the standing with the man means who Pandit Ravi Shankar and the Ustad Allah Raka. They were standing with men who played the tabla because they played the tabla. Who Allah Raka, you know that. So he was a great wizard means to believe. He was playing tabla in such a way that to believe to have a magic power of music. Ustad Allah Raka. Her knees felt weak due to that, her tongue dry. Now the Smita, by hearing all these things, and she went due to so that her knee felt she could not able to stand like that. So felt very weak, like her tongue become dry. What to say like that? And she went up and standing before them. She could not able to speak only because she went up and stood before them, and her hands were folded. Just oh sir, she said one word, that is oh sir. She burst out. Now yes, he asked the questioning but kindly, and her story came pouring out. The story of her brother who lay sick at home, and how he longed to hear him and the Ustad play. Yes, she said, he asked questioningly but kindly. Here the uh, persons who's asking, Allah, Ustad Allah and the Pandit Ravasanga, they were there, but they're asking question to her, but very kindly, very politely. Her story came out. She said the story because she's feeling free to express the story of her brother. You know how much Smita had love for her brother Anand, that she said now he is sick. So the entire story she was telling at home what it is going on and how she had longed to hear him. Actually, that Anand was planned to attend the concert, but he could not able to do. So how long he will be there, everything, and the Ustad play because she was her brother want to hear the who's play Ustad play all these things. Now Smita was said to them, "Will you come to Aunt Susila's house and play for him?" she asked at the end breathlessly. "Please," she begged, "please come." So now here the Smita asking the Ustad, okay, Ustad Allah Raka sir and Pandit Ravi Shankar to come to her auntie's Susila's house to play for him. He means here for Anand, okay. She asked at the end breathlessly means breathing with difficult. Okay, continuous means speaking. So she struck off while saying that. So breathlessly continues. Please, she begged, please come. She begged what? She requested you back in such a way that to please come. Little girl, said the mustached man who had made the long speech. Pandit ji is a busy man. You must not bother him with such requests. Now here he said that the mustard man, little girl said, mustached man who had made the long speech in the concert. He had given a long speech. Okay, Panditji is a busy man. Okay, you must not bother him with such requests. Means here the mustard man advising that to not to make such a request. Okay, but Pandit Ravi Shankar smiled and motioned him to be quiet. He turned to Ustad Sahib and said, what shall we do, Ustad Sahib? Now here Pandit Ravi Shankar smiled and motioned him. Okay, just have a positive action, that to be quiet, boss. And he turned to Ustad Sahib and said, what shall we do, Ustad Sahib? What shall we do? Now the Ustad moved the wad of pan for one cheek to another. Tomorrow morning we perform for the boy. Yes, he said. Now Ustad, what he did was move the wad, means roll of pan material in one side of cheek to another. Okay, from one cheek to another. And he said that tomorrow morning we perform for the boy. Yes, he said. Now they agreed to go. Okay, yes, Panditji replied, it's settled then. Now it is settled everything. That even the Panditji also, Ramasankar also said that yes, they both of them agreed. It was very excited Smita who came home late that night. Anand was awake breathing the oxygen from the cylinder. It was very excited, means she was very enthusiastic or finding very happy that Smita, she came home late that night when she attended the concert. Still Anand was awake and he was breathing the oxygen from the cylinder. Did you hear him? He whispered. I did, she replied, and I spoke to him, and he will come tomorrow morning with the tabla, Ustad, and they will play for you. Now, here, the Anand is asking question. Did you hear him? He whispered means to speak very quickly and at a time slowly. I did, she replied, and she is giving a positive response that she said yes. And I spoke to him, and she said that she was spoke to him. To whom she spoke? Yeah, Pandit Ravi Shankar and the Ustad Hallaraka Sahib. She was spoke, and he will come tomorrow morning. And she said that to Anand that they will going to come tomorrow in the morning with the tabla Ustad Sahib and they will play for you. She said that they will going to play for you. And the following morning, Aunt Susila's neighbors saw two men get out of a taxi which pulled up outside their block. They could not believe their eyes. It's not possible, they said. And the following morning, in the next morning, Aunt Susila's neighbors, the neighbor person, they saw the two men. You know who were the two men? Okay, Pandit Ravi Shankar and Allah Ustad sir, both of them get out of a taxi and they pulled outside their block. Just they get out from that passage and they could be believed, and the neighbor people could not believe the incidents by seeing that it is not possible. They said it is not possible. You know that they were such a famous person. Now they come. Okay, like that the neighbors had in their mind So afterwards, the Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Raka Sahib went up the wooden staircase and knocked softly on the door of Aunt Susila's apartment. What they did after that? Both of them went to the wooden staircase and knocked softly, very slowly. They knocked the door of Aunt Susila's apartment. They went in and sat down on the divan by the window and played for the boy. And what they did after? When they reached there, they went inside the house and they sat down on the divan. Divan means backless sofa by the window, near the window, and they played for the boy, surrounding him with a great and beautiful happiness as life went out of him gently and very gently. By playing, by hearing the sound of melodious music everywhere, it gives a very great and happy pleasures, a beautiful happiness. Okay, by hearing a melodious sound, the Anand life went out of him gently, and gently means very slowly was his life is been went off, means he was here, his death was mentioned over here. A lesson, a story of heart touching story was written by Santa Rao. Okay, dear students, thank you very much for listening patiently, okay, and attending the session. Thank you very much.